Fight for Peace, an organisation designed to support young people in reaching their full potential, from champions in the ring to champions in life. From our home in North Woolwich, using combat sports, education, employability, youth leadership and mentoring, Fight for Peace has been a hub for the young people of North Woolwich and London. So what's so unique about this place? Let's start at the beginning.
Fight for Peace.
Fight for Peace.
Fight for Peace. Fight for Peace.
It's an international non-profit group which combines boxing and martial arts with education and personal development meant to increase the potential of young people living in low-income communities.
I opened a boxing club in this community called Fight for Peace as a way of seeing if I could start a dialogue with kids who are already armed, already involved in the drug trade, just to see if I could understand a little bit more.
Luke Downey, founder of Fight for Peace, was an amateur boxer in England, Scotland and Japan. In an interview he did with BBC Sports, he said, "I founded Fight for Peace back in 2000, having been increasingly concerned with the involvement of young people in crime through the lack of options."
Our focus is about helping young people into positive, productive lives because they're coming out of environments where they're not being given a chance.
2007, Luke takes everything he's learnt to a small town in Newham.
It was cold, dark, it was shit. The office staff was working out of a portal cabin, but at that point in time it was exciting, it was amazing. It was fresh, it was new.
I remember getting off the DLR and walking along and being like, wow, this is not what I was expecting at all. Like, I didn't know what to expect, but I'd never been to North Woolwich before. And I got lost, so I went to the school next door because it looked blue and it looked big. And I was like, okay. And we didn't have the Bluebox as we did now, and it wasn't really any big logos. So that was kind of my first experience of North Woolwich, was just based around Fight for Peace.
When Fight for Peace first came into North Woolwich, I was on the Housing Association. And there was a lot of negativity. It was, oh God, it's a place for kids to hang out. Boxing, it's all going to be boys and gangs and all this sort of thing. One of the guys that was down there, he obviously found out who I was and said, look, could he come and talk to us? Now, we've never really got to know what goes on in there, but I went to a meeting a couple of years ago and it opened my eyes. It's absolutely amazing what you do down there. It really is.
That kind of embraced you to become like a part of them?
I think still, for me and him were just talking, like we kind of knew each other. And then from that, when I first started volunteering, Sylv was the one kind of showing me the ropes with everything. That relationship I had with him was useful, but also like really just made me feel like I had somebody I could come to and just be friends with, rather than just coming to work as well.
Oh yeah, that was Darren and Louise. Them two were the core, they were iconic, man. I think them two ran the project for a good 2-3 years solo. Along with other boxing coaches, Luke was one of the first people to teach me how to box.
I think it was Katie, because obviously there was a lack of women already in Fight for Peace at the time. She really created a really good relationship with me, you know, just asking about like what I'm trying to, like why am I here, what do I want to do here. She was always in charge of like female engagement, and she always used to engage women all the time, and she genuinely embraced women.
Sergio. I met Sergio not from Fight for Peace, so I know Sergio for years. So I even didn't know he was actually here.
I met someone named Sergio. That was someone who was like, okay, do this, this is what you need to do, give me your plans.
I would say Athena. I first joined Fight for Peace, very no experience, and she was the first one to welcome me.
Athena, instantly really welcoming, and I go to her Tuesdays and Thursday sessions, and then I stay for Luchadores.
We use multiple projects to support young people in their personal development. Man Talk, Luchadores, Youth Power, boxing and martial arts.
So Man Talk at Fight for Peace is a project where we discuss the meaning of being a man into the society and then have some food together.
We are a group of women that come together once a week. We discuss personal issues that affect us mentally, physically and emotionally.
Youth Power is the energy of the young people here at Fight for Peace to make a change. We meet once a week to put our heads together and work on the targets and goals that the young people here speak about, and get the staff and get the young people here working.
Boxing and martial arts is just a way for us to engage those young people and get them to interact with us and I guess start the process of helping them develop those personal skills that they might need within the sports as well as outside of the sports.
We believe that using combat sports was the best way to instill values in young people, such as discipline, integrity, solidarity, and a champion's mentality, which are essential and transferable later in their life. Working in collaboration with charities and organisations from all over the world and with support from our generous funders and supporters, we were able to deliver over 1,800 sessions and give over 1,000 young people access to our Academy's services in 2023, doubling our figures from the previous year.
My favourite memory, it goes back before I started listening. I came here, I think, just before the lockdown. There's a boxing show and I brought one of my boxers to box here and literally warmed up just around the corner there, and I was like, wow, this place looks nice and the people look friendly.
My favourite memory in my short period of time has been our first home boxing show, where the atmosphere was just fantastic.
Before I got into boxing, it was when we had an award ceremony, and I was part of youth council, and we all were very close with each other, and we all had to plan like what we would wear, and we all came and thought we should come in wearing the same colour, like, you know, colour coordinate our outfits for the award ceremony. So we all came in rocking in maroon.
I'm going to be biased. I'm going to say any boxing show. When you have these days, it's a reminder for the boxer, the athlete, the Muay Thai fighter, the judo star. It's a reminder for them to keep pushing, to see where their level is at, to see what the competition's like. But it's also an opportunity for their friends and their family members and the wider community of North Woolwich to see what we're doing, to see the progression we're making, and to see the athletes that we're creating as well.
My favourite memory was the boxing show in November. I won that first round stoppage. Yeah, it was just a good experience, and like when you do a lot of training and then like the hard work pays off, it's just a nice feeling.
There's been a lot. I remember I had really good fond memories of the group, like the collective PDs that used to happen, personal development sessions, where everyone used to come together. And there were ones around like culture, where people were kind of talking about they were identifying where they came from, where their family heritage was, and having discussions around how people learn from each other about different cultures. There were that for me, coming to a space where, you know, you have like 100, 150, 200 people in the sports hall I used to find I was amazed the first time I came to that.
I remember one event that we have here, the big PDs, which I missed them. It was like the whole academy was here, and we have external people as well presenting and interacting with those members. And I think that picture there, it stood with me, and I think I want to go back to it.
The Fight for Peace method in creating champions of life continues to prove its worth 24 years after its creation. With our 5 values, courage, solidarity, embracing, champion and inspiring being the foundation of any work done with the young people of both Newham and the world. So now you know what we do, why not get involved? There are still millions of young people who need our help, and we look forward to supporting them in reaching their full potential. From all of us at the Academy, thank you, Fight for Peace.